Long, long ago, in the land of Syria, there lived a very, very important person whose name was Naaman. Now, he was captain in the king's army. He lived in a very big house. He had lots of servants. Oh, hello, I'm the servant girl. Yes, but you're not on yet. You come on later in the story. Bye-bye for now. Now, where was I? Yes, Naaman was a very important person. He was captain in the king's army. He lived in a big house, had lots of servants, and he had the ear of the king. Hello, here. What's going on here? No. When I say he got the ear of the king, I don't mean he had his actual ear. I just mean that he could go and speak to the king whenever he wanted. Oh, all right, I'll go off here, shall I? Okay, so Naaman had lots of things, a big house, servants. He could speak to the king whenever he wanted, but Naaman was very, very sad because he had a nasty disease called leprosy, which made his skin itch, and it also meant that people would keep away from him. Now, one day, a servant girl came and spoke to Naaman. Oh, hello, master. Now, I used to live in the land of Israel, and there's a very important person there. His name is Elisha, and I know he speaks with his God, the God of Israel, who is very powerful too. And perhaps if you go and see Elisha, perhaps he may make you well. Naaman was very, very excited, and the servant girl went off to get things ready. Meanwhile, Naaman hurried off to see the king to see if he could get permission to go on a journey. And so it was that Naaman quickly hurried off to the king's palace, and there he spoke with the king. O king, I have been told of a great man in Israel whose name is Elisha, and perhaps he could heal me of this terrible disease. And so the king granted him permission to go. And first of all, the king of Syria sent on a letter to the king of Israel, asking permission for Naaman, his servant, to come and see Elisha, the great man of God. But when the king of Israel read the letter, he was very, very cross. This is just another excuse to try and make arguments and war between our two countries. And the king stamped his feet, and he was so cross he even tore his clothes. But nevertheless, the servants and Naaman all made preparations to make their way to Israel to see Elisha. And so Naaman and his servants made the long journey over many days, and eventually they reached the land of Israel and arrived outside Elisha's house. Naaman called out to Elisha, Elisha, my name is Naaman, and I've come to see if you could come out and put your hands upon me, and perhaps you can make me well from this awful disease. But as the servant girl went away, Naaman waited, and nothing came. Eventually, a message was sent instead. The message read, Oh, hello, Naaman. I'd just like you to go and wash in the River Jordan for 7 times, and then you will be well. Well, Naaman wasn't very pleased about that. He hoped that the great man Elisha would come out and make him well. But the servant girl appeared again, and she spoke quickly to her master. Oh, master, if the man Elisha had asked you to do something difficult, would you not have done it? Well, yes, I suppose so. Well, he's only asked you to do a very simple thing, to go and wash in the River Jordan. Yes, but aren't there rivers back in Syria? Why did I make the journey all this way? Well, perhaps if you try and do what the man has asked you, then you will see great things. And so the servant girl went away, and Naaman thought about what she had said and decided that he must do as Elisha had asked. So he hurried away and made his way down to the river Jordan, and there he did as he had been told, remembering to wash for the government regulation time. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday Naaman, happy birthday to you. And he dipped himself in the river Jordan 7 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And eventually, when Naaman surfaced from the waters of the river, he was made well. He was made whole again, and the leprosy had vanished. Naaman was so excited, he hurried off to tell all those who had travelled with him, and he decided that he must reward Elisha. He quickly hurried off to find Elisha's house once more, and he decided to send on a present. The present duly arrived. "Oh, hello, present for Mr. Elisha. I'll just leave it here on the step, shall I? Wait a minute, I'll just take a photo." And in a moment or two, the present disappeared inside the house. But a few moments later, the present arrived outside the house again. And a voice came from inside Elisha's house. "Oh, thank you very, very much, Naaman, for sending me a gift. But you see, it wasn't me who made you well, it was God. So I can't really accept your present. So thank you anyway, and please do take it away." And so the present vanished, and Elisha sent Naaman on his way. And just before Naaman returned back to his country, he took with him 2 barrow loads of earth from Israel, saying that when he returned back to Syria, he would remember to worship the God of Israel and to thank Elisha's God for making him whole.